Hey everyone, thank you so much for tuning back to Urban Tropical. If you are in the UK, you would have noticed that we have had really severe weather. So, in my garden, we have recorded temperature of minus 4.8 degrees. And this was the first year that I decided to test a lot of the houseplants outdoor, and that also includes Alocasia macrorrhiza, includes cordyline tango, philodendron tree, and cordyline charlebo is not a house plant, but again that does need some kind of protection, and lady palm as well, bird of paradise, croton, you name it. I have got a lot of plants outside. So given this temperature, some of the plants also I did manage to not protect because I kind of did run out of a fleece, and then I forgot to do something about it completely. And I'm going to show you how they are looking right now. I mean, if you look at the ferns, you can see how frosty it is. It's absolutely rock solid. That's how frosty it is. I have tried to just put some kind of bits and pieces in the crown so that I can protect the new foliage coming up, which I didn't do last year, and it was kind of late my ferns to unfurl. I mean, if you look, it's absolutely crazy. That's how cold it is. But I'm going to show you now how my plants are doing. Ones are protected and the ones were not protected. And yeah, let's just get to it. So here is Alocasia macrorrhiza, which I was supposed to cut the leaves and protect it, but completely forgot, and it was completely unprotected at minus 2 degrees. I only did this one when it became minus 4 degrees because I just remembered, hooray, I forgot my Alocasia, and I just had to run outside and quickly just put this one on this and on my tree philodendron. So if I just unveil this, there we go. So this one is completely gone, which you would expect, and I was supposed to really chop this one down and give it protection. I have put a lot of leaves in to protect the rhizomes so that they don't go. So given that we have had really bad weather and I have 3 of these, I really wanted to test it out. Can it survive? So every ounce in my body is telling me to dig this up and save it, but I'm not going to do that. I'm going to leave it out and I'm going to see if it survives, because I think the worst is over, but with weather you just never know. I mean, I hope it doesn't snow, but again, I'm going to give it a protection. I'm going to cut this and give it protection. And next to it I have got my tree philodendron, and this one is really nicely protected with one layer of a fleece, and the other layer, this one is 30 grams, that one is 40 grams, so it's got really good protection. And if I just go inside and I can see if the leaves have been damaged or not, I'm just going to bring it a bit down so that leaves can be seen. So this one is actually in a really good condition. I don't see any damage at all in terms of a frost. So actually really pleased with it. A minus 5 degrees and just a fleece. So this one has not gone, is still alive. And I'm going to just put this one back and this one back and wait for the weather to be better so that it can be lifted and more air can flow. My worry will be if we end up having really wet winter, because then I don't have to just think about the coldness, it's the wetness as well. And I think if we have just cold but not wet, these might survive. But if we end up having really wet weather, it might be goners, but I'm prepared for either. Colocasia is completely defoliaged, and cannas are still, kind of trying to die so they can come back again next year. This one is Canna tropicana, is absolutely gone, but that's okay, it's going to come back next year. And so this one is here, cordyline Charlie boy. I ran out of this a few days ago when I started to protect my plants, and I ordered another one from Amazon. So just to give you background, cordyline Charlie boy was not protected all the way up to minus 3 degrees. Last night it was minus, I think, 5 degrees, so I had minus 4.8 in my garden, and I quickly wrapped it up in the dark. You can see how I was wrapping up in the dark, that I left some of the foliage out. So let's just see what happens to this one. In a few days we will know. So quickly I just used the cardboard box to wrap around it, and just this one I'm just going to do a quick look inside. I can see tiny bit of frost damage, but so far it's looking pretty good. Again, we will never know that quick. It just takes time sometimes frost to take effect. So I'm just going to leave cordyline as it is. I'm not going to unwrap it, but I'm going to unwrap definitely king palm. That's the one I'm curious to see, and bird of paradise. So now I'm just moving on to Musa sikimensis, which I have put a lot of leaves on, and behind it is king palm. So let's, oh my god, it's so freezing. Okay, so let's just unwrap this. This one again, I did just a second layer last night, and before that, all it was just a bubble wrap. I can show you frost gone to the sikimensis. So here, sikimensis pup, I can see all the frost has gone inside, and all the foliage is kind of gone, which is expected. But let's look at the king palm. So it has very little damage. I'm just going to take the camera up close. So that's king palm, and if I compare them to sikimensis, the leaves are so much more better, and that's the young sikimensis leaf right there. So sikimensis still looking good, and king palm still looking good. So here I have got cordyline tangle, which I just managed to find this, and I covered it with a garden bag. So this one has suffered some damage. I mean, that's whooping -5 degrees, and I just think it has done remarkably well. And this is my sikimensis, which I completely forgot to protect. So completely unprotected, and if I just touch here, it's absolutely rock solid. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to protect it today, because now I remember I should do that, right? So I'm just going to put this one back again. And then I have just got this bag on top, and I need to wrap my sikimensis. If you have seen my previous videos, I stored this time a bird of paradise outdoor and croton outdoor, and also I have got lady palm right in that section. So I'm just going to unwrap to see if bird of paradise has any damage. No, it's all good. So I've done 2 layers of this. Oh, it does not look good. It felt so heavy, like the leaves are frozen. So croton is least of my worries. Even if it dies, I'm okay. The one I'm kind of not okay with is bird of paradise. So that's the one I'm going to check. Please be alive. Please be alive. Even if it's dead, I don't think I'm going to throw it away. I'm still going to leave it in here in case it comes back next year. So let's check this one. Okie dokie. I should be able to. Oh, amazing. Can you believe that? So literally no damage. Again, this damage is not caused by any kind of a frost. I had thrip infestation, so that's all chewed by thrips. So I can't believe it, that -5 degrees. Woohoo. Okay, so this one I'm not really bothered, but I hope that it is in good condition. Ooh, okay, this one not so great. It has frost really all the way through. So what I'm going to do is I'm still going to protect it. I mean, that's all I can do, and I really hope that it comes back next year. So I have not given up on this plant, and let's hope that this one will come up next year and we can enjoy it next year in the garden. Okay, so the big positive here is that lady palm is kind of sheltered by the bamboos, and I think it kind of gives it really good protection. But again, that's why I thought for croton as well. But let's see how lady palm is doing. If I just, this one I did again, this is the only layer I did again last night. Before that, all it had was just this. And if we just go down, oh my goodness, that's amazing. No damage at all. I mean, how amazing is that? Leaves are still nice and crispy. Woohoo. I mean, the only strange thing is that this year I decided to do all these experiments with houseplants, and we end up having really bad winter just in the month of December. So if you look at this one, all the bamboos are covering a lot of the stuff, and then I have got, this is not heavy fleece, this is only 30 grams weight one, so it doesn't have really big protection like I did for bird of paradise. Again, this one can have a rain on top because there is no waterproof shelter at the top like I have for bird of paradise. Before I just close up, I wanted to say that I just planted a root of golden pothos here as well. I mean, that's amazing that it still hasn't died. One has, which was actually protected a tiny bit there, is kind of dead, but I'm okay. I was really experimenting at what temperature this will die, and I think -5 says it all. And also I have got very young jubaya palms as well, which I have not protected. I have just put them right next to the house wall so that they kind of stay warm and sheltered. Thank you so much for tuning in. Bye bye.